What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And this one, I'm going to be trying to make Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, or Five Nights at Freddy's 6, or FNAF Pizzeria Simulator, or whatever else you want to call it. Here it is. I don't really have a ton to say. I'm not going to show every vent segment because, well, they're the same thing. These may or may not be rooms. I'll talk about that more when I'm building them, actually. Because it's weird. But anyway, yeah, here's the main room. And then there's one more room, which we'll start with those, then we'll do the vents after, as I explain those. But, yeah, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alrighty, so the space for me for this is a 78 by 44, and the materials you'll be needing to start off are cobbled deep slate, black concrete, block of quartz. Let me confirm it's not smooth quartz. Okay, yeah, it's not. I always feel like that's a possibility with me. Polished deep slate slabs, block of coal, polished tough slabs. Actually, we're gonna just get the slabs rather than the blocks as well. Skeleton skull, top snow. We're gonna be one short, aren't we? Two short, actually, to finish the room. And also sea pickle. So, unlike the rest of the FNAFs, we're going to do this one room by room. We're gonna start with the office, then do the main room, then do the... I don't know what the name of it is, but it's the one where you, you do the tests on the animatronics. I can't even think of it at all. And then we'll do the vents at the end, because those are the complicated things. So, starting from the front left-hand corner of your 78 by 44 grid, call if you made it. If you want to start from the front right, that is perfectly fine. The layout of the build is symmetrical, just that's about it. But from this corner, you want to start by counting to the right by 34. And going right from here, you will place 10 cobbled deep slate. You'll then bring either of these side blocks, I guess, back by 8. And then connect them together. Quick side note here. So I have the floor elevated, which means it's here, basically. Like, you know, the floor is just on top of the grass. For the vents, however, that means that they are floating by a block. So if you don't like that, you can push the main 3 rooms floors into the grass rather than having it above. I mean, it's not a huge deal, like, unless you're making some sort of outside aesthetic, it doesn't matter. But even then, it probably doesn't matter, because realistically, I mean, like, just what is this anyway, you know? So yeah. But what you can do is you can bring each cobbled deep slate to start up by 5 with cobbled deep slate. If you are breaking it into the floor, you'll only need 4 rows. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or now. I don't think I said that yet. I am for the most part. I don't think I would have had any opportunity to say that. Unless I said it when I placed this back row here, but I don't know anymore. If I said it twice, then too bad, I guess. Maybe I'll say it a 3rd time. Probably not, because I know that I said it for sure now. I feel like I did, but I also, like, when would I have said it? While placing 3 blocks? Like, I don't know. Anyway, you'll have this. It is important to remember which wall is your front, back, left, right, etc. Just remember that the longer side is the front and back. That's really all that matters. Other than that, it doesn't technically matter how you orient it. Just, it will make more sense in a little bit. What you can do is you can fill in your floor here in with a checkerboard pattern of black concrete and block of quartz. I'm just going to start with all of the black concrete, because that seems like a good way to go about it. And hopefully, I'm just kidding, I'm not saying that again. I did say maybe I'd say it a 3rd time, so I had to make the joke at least. But yeah. Get used to the checkerboard patterns, if you aren't already. If you've made any of my FNAF maps, you should be, because, oh my god. You can't escape them. Their destiny. Anyway, you'll have this. Oh, it's yellow. That's so weird. Why are you yellow? Okay, so make sure you know which one your back wall is. Actually, do we want to... Yeah, we'll do the ceiling later. The back wall is this wall for me. And what you want to do is you want to, going left to right, you will leave the first 2 blocks open, and on this 3rd block here on the floor, you'll place a polished tuff. Right of it, an upside down polished tuff slab, and then another polished tuff block. On top of the leftmost block of the desk, you'll place a sea pickle. Right, okay, wait, is this... Okay, so I think because we use slabs, it's not gonna let you? Is that what I'm understanding? Yeah, okay, that is what I'm understanding. I forgot about that little nidbit. You can't, for some reason, place it on a doubled slab block. So you will need to actually use a full block here. You don't need the slabs again, though, so it's not a huge deal. Anyway, right of the sea pickle, you'll want a top snow. Oh, it's just called snow now. That's great. And then, well, then what are snow blocks called? Okay, snow blocks. Well, whatever. Right of the top snow, you'll place a block of coal with a skeleton skull on top of it, preferably not off the wall. That is Helpy, I think? If I can remember correctly. Okay, so on the left and right walls, you'll leave the 2 blocks closest to the wall open and be on the 3rd one, but also not in line with the floor. You'll be a block up, and you'll break this cobble deep set on both sides. You'll break the one in front of those, and then break also above each of those to create these 2x2 gaps. Because 2x2 gaps are lame, you're going to place upside down polished deep slate slabs in the top of them. Those are your vent openings, and they're usable if anybody cares. There we go. I was like, I'll get there. Might just take me a minute. So, one more step before we can clear inventory and pretty much finish the room after that. Not in line with the cobbled deep set, I lied. A block above the top row of the walls, you're going to fill in your ceiling with block of coal. You can bring up the cobbled deep set another row if you so choose, but I just like going up another row because, I don't know. That's how I always do it, so. Just like that. Now you can clear your inventory, and you need 2 materials to finish this room. They are paintings and a soul lantern. You may want to get out some sort of a block. I'm literally just going to block pick the couple deep set just to help make the paintings actually the sizes that you want. So first off, the little computer, which is this block of coal on the desk, you will trace it straight up to the ceiling and be on the 2nd block out, or I guess the 1st block that is not in line with the wall, or against the wall, and you'll place a soul lantern. That was harder than it should have been to explain, but there you go. It's time for paintings. We'll start on the left wall and we'll just go clockwise. So in front of the little vent here on the, I guess, if you're looking at the vent, yeah, it is technically in front of it, I guess, but to the left of it, if you're looking at it on the left wall, you'll be on the 2nd couple deep slit in front of the bottom block, and you want a 1x2 painting placed off of here. I have it as the horse dude, which is him. In front of the top half, you have a 1x1 painting, or I guess behind the top half, actually. You want a 1x1 painting, and I have it as a little green dude with a teacup, which I just got rid of on accident. Frick, there he is. Coffee mug? Coffee mug might make more sense than a teacup. Words. Okay, anyway. On the other side of the vent, aka the back side, you're going to place a 1x2 painting here. That is the... It's like the knight dude with the sword, or the pirate. I don't know. It's some dude. Christopher Columbus, perhaps? I'm not sure. Transferring onto the back wall, you'll leave this corner completely open and be on the 2nd block over, which are just next to the sea pickle, and you want a 1x2 painting. This might be a little bit annoying. You might have to get rid of the sea pickle. I'm sorry, sea pickle. I have it as the horse one again. Just right of the top half of said painting, horse painting, you have another 1x2, which I again have as the Voyager, I'll call him. Leaving a bit of a gap, you'll be just to the right of the skeleton skull here, and you want a 2x1 painting that is the... It's like the all black and white one, where it looks like it's 2 dudes fighting, almost, like 2 stick figures. Spoon Men, perhaps? Is that a Trash in the Gang reference? No way. Correct game, too. In line with this, still traveling, you'll travel along till you are just behind the vent on the right wall, and you want a 1x1 painting here that is the thing that I call a giraffe that has 0 neck. It's that one. On the other side of the vent opening from that, you want a 1x2 painting that's in line with it. That is, again, the Voyager, as I'm still calling it. And there's one room done. That was literally 10 minutes. Pizzeria Sim may be short now that I'm looking at it. Although the next room is the longest one. Can I get out? Thanks. So, for the base room, there are a couple different designs you can go for this one. I went with what I could find as the highest level one, although I don't know. There's like a wooden cabin, and there's a couple different pizzeria ones, and I couldn't really find any information as to which one was the proper one. So I just went with one with a black and white checkerboard pattern, and for the black and white checkerboard pattern, I use black concrete and white concrete. And in addition, you need mud, cyan terracotta, block of quartz, and honestly, block of coal, red wool, that's not red wool, there we go, white wool, and like, what else do we even grab? I don't really think there's anything else that stands out to me. Maybe the mangrove roots? Sure, whatever. So, for the base of this room, directly behind the, I guess, back wall of the office, which should be the one where the monitor and stuff is, you're going to place either an alternating pattern of black and white concrete, or you can just place a full row. I'm just going to place a full row of black concrete. Actually, I lied. I'm going to use white concrete because I don't think I need to specify what my problem is here. But yeah, you'll have this. I prefer to be able to see what I'm building. So, what you can do from here is, I just need to make sure I know what this number is. Okay, it is just 10. You'll take this row of 10 white concrete and extend it left and right by 10 each, or whatever the blocks may be. Just like this. You'll then go back from those end blocks by 23. And then you can connect together at the back. We're just going to make the walls, and then I'll punch out for the main stage. By the way, I just picked random items, or random... Yeah, random items, I guess, that you can buy from the store and put them around. I have, like, the ball pit. Ooh, I found a missing block. Like, it's like the ball pit. I have, I think, Maze Runner and the one of the other ones that are like that. I have the basketball one. I have Lemonade Clown, I think. It's one of the clowns. I think it's Lemonade, yeah. And then I have the kiddie pool and sanitation station. Anyway, on top of the white concrete trim, you want to place 3 rows of the checkerboard pattern that is black and white concrete. There is one thing that needs to be mentioned about this. If you are familiar with the checkerboard patterns and have made the wall ones, which I guess all of the FNAFs also have, 1, 2, 3 does, 4 doesn't, 5 doesn't, 6 is what we're doing, and Into the Pit does. But anyway, just really the only thing you want to make sure is that you leave the corners open. I mean, you can place blocks, but if you're placing a block with the checkerboard pattern, don't essentially make it different than the 2 blocks that are touching it. You don't want to look at the corner and see 2 white concretes here. So if you're going to actually place anything in this corner, you're going to have a white here on the end, or maybe it's a black, I don't know. And then you'll have another one of that same block on the corner, and then behind it, or just going along, you'll have it as the opposite from there. Essentially, it just is to make sure that none of the corners have the same block going on. And you'll really be able to tell fairly obviously if you make a mistake. I would make a mistake, but like, I don't want to redo a whole row, you know? So I'm gonna not make a mistake. Oh god. If you do it once, it'll be obvious. Once or thrice. Okay, 3 times. If you do it twice, it'll still technically line up. I don't think it would line up if you did it. Yeah, it shouldn't line up if you do it twice. So yeah, there's one row, and then you need 2 more rows. Anything else to say? No. UCN is ready. UCN will be very weird, though, as far as tutorial. It will still all be in one video, it just will be strange. So, get ready for that, I guess. Not yet, though. Because I still gotta get through this. And you know how that is. Because I don't, really. But, yeah. Oh, God. Oh, my lord, I'm messing up. I don't have anything to talk about, really. Anything funny? No, not really anything funny. I guess, it's nice to put this all into one map rather than how, the original Pizzeria sim was, where it was, like, the 3 different things, where it was, like, this room was separate, the office and vents were separate, and then the, again, whatever the heck the room is where you interrogate the animatronics. It gives me interrogation room vibes. Like, if I were to go sit down in that room with somebody, I would, like, feel like I'm gonna interrogate them, or that they're gonna interrogate me. One of the two. But hopefully not both, because if we're both getting interrogated, then what's the point of being in a separate room for it? Anyway, you'll have this. Let's actually finish the walls first, because I said so. Next up, you want to place a row of mud that goes on top of this and just goes around. I don't think this lets in light, but I could be entirely wrong. I'm like 92% sure that it doesn't. It doesn't look like it does based on the lighting, because usually you can tell if light is coming into a darker area. It shows up a little bit with night vision. And then on top of that, you will place 4 rows of white concrete. I really might finish this in 2 days. I guess my goal should be... Yeah, actually my goal should be 2 days, shouldn't it? Huh, funny. I was like... I don't know. I thought it was going to be longer than this, to be honest. But seeing as how we're like 17 minutes into the actual tutorial itself, and that we're already a room and a half done, I might just do these 3 rooms and then leave the vents for separate. Although, I guess it depends, because I could totally time-lapse them. But I probably won't. Also, on a side note, this room and the interrogation room, as I'm calling it now, because I just decided that, they have... Actually, I'll talk about it in a second, because I'm finished the walls. So hold that thought. Or don't. I'll rephrase it anyway. Now, you'll have this. For the floor in this room, it is a checkerboard pattern of cyan terracotta and block of quartz. Don't really think about lining this up with the walls, because it just frankly doesn't matter. Hold on, which... Am I in the right corner? I just want to see if I have it as the same. I don't. Go figure. So I'll make this also opposite then. But, yeah. Don't really focus on making it line up in any way, because what lines up on one wall won't line up on another. It's just how it is. But anyway, back to my thought. This room and the, again, interrogation room, it's not what it is, are connected to the vent segments. As I make the rooms, I'm not going to make those vent those vent connections, but when we make the vents, I will show you where they should end up coming from. It's more so just a, technically speaking, the room shouldn't have it there type of thing, but I'm adding it anyway because it makes a little bit more sense to have some sort of access path to them. Even though vents isn't the really logical one, but it's okay. I guess alternatively, well, no, I was gonna say you could flip the office, but you actually can't. Because that's how it's rotated in the... frick. Well, I don't know, you could have some weird doorway things going on, like... there's nothing that makes sense here. I guess it would make more sense if the vent rooms were party rooms, but also, like, there's no access points to any room. Like, every room is separate. I think this room actually, like, one of the versions is a door in the back right. I could be wrong, but I feel like there's a door in the back right in one of the versions. But, like, outside of that, there's no real entrance or exit to any of these rooms. I guess there could, technically speaking, be one in the interrogation room. It's just too dark to see anything. But I don't know. I believe this is the last FNAF to have to be remade, actually, which is kind of cool. After that, every FNAF that you'll be seeing will be brand spanking new. As in, never before made originally? That's a weird sentence. As in, the version you're seeing is the original version. There we go. That makes more sense. And these are not refreshed, for the record. I don't really... I would assume that's not a confusion, but... It's more so rebooted than refreshed, and you'll see why later. I might just slash fill the other one because I can't really be... Wait a minute. Okay. I almost did something dumb. We're good. Yeah, I'll slash fill the block of quartz because it's easier than manually filling it all in. Quartz block, keep. Yippee. That's so bright. Ow. Anyway, you'll have this. That looks trippy on the left and right. The way that that connects. I don't know. It's almost like an optical illusion, but not really. Let's get the ceiling out of the way. I'll give you like 2 seconds. Okay, that is not even 2 seconds, but I don't care. A block above the tops of the white concrete walls, you're going to fill in your ceiling there with block of coal. Well, yeah, I'll manually fill this. The more manually filling, the better to pump out the length of this a little bit, because oh my goodness, it's gonna be like 2 minutes. Not really, it's 21 and we're pretty much like a third of the way done, so this will be about an hour. It'll be like FNAF 3 length. It won't be Into the Pit Freddy's length. I really hope I never have to make another 4-hour single part tutorial ever again, because geez, that was rough. Although I guess like if I was like middle of summer, it wouldn't matter. Like if I had nothing better to do with my life, it wouldn't matter. But having Spirit go on as I was trying that was not exactly a good combo. But you know, it works. We got there. And then after, yeah, UCN will be a long one too. Although again, still not 4 hours long. It'll probably be like 2.5 at most. Which you'll see why it might be so much. Anyway, you'll have this. It's probably important that you know which side is your front and which side is your back. I believe this is the front. Yes. Okay. So you want to be on your back wall, and we'll come to either back corner. It doesn't really matter which one, but also both. You want to count over from this corner by 6. And right here going up, you will place 8 mangrove roots, which should get you in line with your ceiling. I just want to make sure that that's actually the same there. Yeah, okay. And you'll do the same on the other side. So, pretty much you're leaving 6 blocks open. And then here is where the mangrove roots are. Like so. You will connect said mangrove roots together at the top row. And then... starting from the right side, you're going to place... This is kind of a placeholder, and you'll see why. But you'll place, just below this top mangrove root every other block, a red wool. It'll end up having one in the far right and one, I guess a gap of one on the left here. Like so. Going down from each of those red wools, you will place 3 more red wool, a white wool, and then a red wool. That's totally not what I should do. There we go. God, I keep wanting to do that. That's weird. Hey, wait, this is kind of the same curtain as Freddy's has. Anyway, you'll have kind of this slatted look, and that's really not what you want, like, at all. So, what you are going to do from this point is each of the remaining places inside of the muddy mangrove, or in between the mangrove roots, are not the muddy ones. I don't know why I want to call them muddy. You will break into the wall and create the same pattern of the red and white wool, just really back a block. And this will give the curtain like more of a ridged almost look. I don't know if ridged is what I am looking for to describe this, but it, technically speaking, works. So we're going to go with it. Just like this. Voila. From this point, you can clear your inventory and get out Soul Lantern, regular lantern, spruce slabs, deep slate tiles, deep slate tile walls, purple concrete powder, white concrete powder. Wait, is this purple? It looks purple. Okay. I colors. And, like, what else do we want, actually? There's really nothing else crazy. We'll get out dark prismarine stairs and dark prismarine slabs. My monitor that I use for the PlayStation, which is what I'm using to actually see the build, is so bad I can't tell the difference between, like, purple and magenta. It's stupid. And cyan and light blue have the same problem. I'm not colorblind, I swear. It's dumb. Okay, on either side here where the mangrove roots are at the base of the mangrove roots, inside of it, you'll place a deep slate tile. Moving forward from that, you will place a deep slate tile wall, deep slate tile block, deep slate tile wall, and then a deep slate tile block. And then going in from either of those, you'll do the same pattern. A wall, a block, a wall, a block, etc. And you should end with 2 blocks in the middle because this has a 2-block center. Like so. On top of pretty much the entire pattern you just made, you'll place spruce slabs. I know you can't on the furthest, like, right back block, but it's fine. And then the middle here, you will also fill in with spruce slabs. Bloop. So you have a little cavity, I guess, under here where you can hide the bodies? I don't know. That seems like a FNAF thing to do. Anyway. Hanging down from the top mangrove roots here, where there's not a red wool directly under, you're going to do an alternating pattern of lanterns and soul lanterns. The furthest left one will be a lantern, and then after that it's soul, and then normal, and then soul, and then normal, and then soul, and then normal, and then soul, and then normal. And I know I said that too many times, but I'm pretty sure I said it too many before I decided I was going to say it 18 times, so yeah. Anyway. 2 more things, and then we can get another set of materials, except one of those steps is a little longer. Not really. Back left-hand corner of this room, you want to start by counting right by 1 and place going right 2 dark prismarine stairs facing forward. To the right of those, you'll place an upside-down dark prismarine slab, and also on top of either of those stairs, you'll place a normal dark prismarine slab. That's a little, like, cleaning cart, or as I called it earlier, the sanitation cart, or sanitation station, because that sounds, like, sick. I would go to a station called the sanitation station, because I would get sanitized. I don't know. It just sounds cool. It has a ring to it. I don't know. It's so unrelated. From both sides, you'll take this corner of deep slate tile, and you will count forward by 3 and in by 2, and place a purple or white concrete powder. So from this block, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, I'll place a white on the right and a purple on the left. You'll see why they're different. It's not really huge, but you want each table to be a 4 by 2. So essentially, you're taking either of these blocks and bringing them towards each other by 3 with alternating blocks. So this means just that pretty much I have every table as the back left-hand corner being a purple concrete powder, but it's not a huge deal whether it's purple or white. And then you'll bring that whole thing towards the front a row with the opposite, basically, concrete powders. And then you'll leave gaps of 3 and do the same table pattern 2 more times. So you're doing 1, and then you're going to leave another gap of 3 and do it 1 more time. So you have 6 tables in total. That's still probably not enough for a pizzeria, but, like, who am I to judge? I'm really one to judge. I've made 18 million pizzerias at this point. And all of them are FNAF, except for, like, Pizza Hut. Is Pizza Hut a pizzeria, though? What defines a pizzeria, exactly? I don't know. I don't want to spend too much time rambling, so let's keep going. Clear your inventory and get out gray concrete. Item frames. That's not quite right. There we go. A music disc of your choice. I picked Chirp, which is the red one. Where are music discs? There they are. Oh, my bad, guys. I meant records, even though it is a music disc. That's a weird label. And we're going to get out a loom and a couple banners, but I don't know if we'll have enough to get out all of the other things. What are these banners? Are they white banners? They are white banners. So you need to get out white banners and then a bunch of different dyes. I don't know if we have enough inventory space for them, so I'll just tell you what they are. Red, light blue. I had to check again to make sure that it's not cyan, because it looks like cyan. Oh, that one's cyan for sure. And purple. We also need white, but that's not a huge deal. So, first off, from the sides of the stage here, you will take, not the front corner of deep slate tile, but the deep slate tile wall behind it, and place a gray concrete off the side here. Bring either of those gray concretes up by one and place item frames off the front. In each item frame, you want a music disc. Yes, you will need 4. If you're in survival, I'm so sorry. Pick an alternative. Really, like, you could even... I don't know, what is there? Like, smooth basalt maybe would work? Anyway, place your loom on the floor, and then you can get rid of it to get out white dye. And I would actually also get rid of the other stuff, because we don't need them, and they're gonna be in our way regardless. So... we're going to make... how did I do this before? Okay, so we're going to make a banner pattern, and then we're going to place it, and then we're going to alter it slightly. So put in your first white banner, and... hold on, I need to make sure that I have the order of these down, because if I don't, then it's frick. You want to place in a light blue dye, and you will do the paley, aka the striped one, like this. You'll then put in your red dye, and you'll do the line down the left and the line down the right, which is Pale Dexter and Pale Sinister. Why is that so... that looks weird to me. This banner pattern you can place off of the... just to the right of the show stage, you'll be on the second white concrete up from the mud, which is this one. And you'll place the banner. We'll actually come back and do the other part of this later, because it's pretty much all the same thing. So for the next one, you'll put in your white banner and put in a red dye, and do the paley with the red, which is the stripes. Then you'll put in your purple dye and do the line down the left and right, which is Pale Sinister and Pale Dexter again. This one will be placed from the top of the red banner, it'll be up diagonally to the right. And then for the final one, you'll put in your cyan, or your white banner, excuse me, in your cyan dye and do the paley again, and it'll be down diagonally right from that purple banner. Each of these 3 banners you can put back in with white dye, and you'll make the full top half white, which is going to be perfect. And then you'll place each of these above the original banner just by a block. So from this one, up a block, up a block, up a block. And that will create your paper pals. Oh, you know what I did last time? I think it was just a single banner last time, because it was for Into the Pit. And I'm pretty sure that because of the wall's sizing, I didn't actually make them as big. That is probably why I was a little confused here. Anyway, you can then get rid of everything. What is this? What was here? That concerns me. Whatever, it's fine. I'll figure it out, maybe. Or maybe I won't. Either way, it's not a huge deal. So this is kind of where it's up to interpretation for you. You can pick any 6 little mini-game things that you choose. I'll show you the 6 that I made, and we'll start on the left side here, because I just feel like it. Even though we were on the right, we're going to go back to the left and then back to the right again. Genius. So get out lime concrete, blue concrete, and water buckets. This is for the little ducky kiddie pool. I don't remember particularly what it is. And then the next one is, I want to say it's the motor, it's like the racing game, I think. I'm trying to, I like never wrote these down or took note of them physically. I was just like, yeah, maybe they'll do this one. So I don't know particularly what they are, but for this one you want crying obsidian, polished blackstone slabs, and cobbled deep slate slabs. And I think we'll leave it there, because the other one needs more than 3 materials, yeah. So, placement. You want to find the back left-hand table, which is this one, and you will leave a 2-block gap going right from it and place a lime concrete just kind of parallel to each of those blocks. You'll bring it back an additional 1, and then go back diagonally to the left with a lime. Go left 2, forward diagonally to the left 1, forward 2, forward diagonally to the right 1, and then right 2. So that'll create a 5x5 square without the corners. Hey, look, they're back. You'll break the middle here and replace it with blue concrete. That's not what I meant to do. And then fill it in with water. Bam. From the front half of this, you'll leave a 2-block gap and place 2 rows of 3 crying obsidian that are kind of placed like that. You'll place a couple deep slate slabs on top of the crying obsidian, and then off of the right and left, you'll place upside down polished blackstone slabs. The front left one is the hoops minigame, or whatever it is. I guess hoops is probably the best way to describe it. And what you want to do is clear your inventory and get out. Polish blackstone walls. Stripped acacia wood or logs. I don't believe it matters. Why are my directions different? Oh, that's weird. That's fine, whatever. Dark oak trapdoors. Cobweb. Birch trapdoor. And acacia slab, and that should be everything. So, from the front left-hand table, you want to be on the back left-hand block of it, which is a purple concrete powder for me, although it might not be for you. You want to start by counting left by 3 and place a polished blackstone wall here. Going left of that, you will place 3 sideways stripped acacia wood. I have them facing different directions, and I'm not really sure why. I have it like the middle one faces left and right, and the other 2 face front to back. Like this. Although I don't know how intentional that is. Anyway, you will surround the base of this in dark oak trapdoors, opening them all up against it, except for the right side, which you will leave open. You'll then essentially take the left 3 dark oak trapdoors on the base row of 4. You're going to ignore this one on the left for a second. And bring them each up an additional 1 on both sides. And then you'll take the leftmost 2 and do the same thing again. The dark oak trapdoor here on the actual left, you'll bring up with 2 dark oak trapdoors and then a birch trapdoor that are all opened up. To the right of the birch trapdoor, you'll place an acacia slab, and below that acacia slab, you'll place a cobweb. And there you go. It was hard to keep these, like, especially for one like that, to keep it smaller. Because it was kind of the question of, how do I not make this thing 12,000 blocks tall? Although I feel like it'd be harder to make it 12,000 blocks tall as opposed to not. You get the point, it's fine. So on the right side, it is Lemonade Clown. It's like is it the maze? I think it's the maze one, whatever it's called. And then, ball pit back there. So, starting with Lemonade Clown, I'm warning you, his design is goofy, like extremely goofy. You want to get out mangrove slabs. I'm already laughing. Yellow terracotta. Blue terracotta. Glass. Crimson fences. Tripwire hooks. Pillar quartz blocks. We're not even gonna have enough. My bad. Quartz pillars. Smooth quartz slabs and acacia slabs. We're short materials. It's crazy. From the back right-hand corner of the front right-hand table, you'll count right by 4 and place a mangrove slab here. Right of it, you want a yellow terracotta and then a blue terracotta. On top of each of those terracottas, you'll place glass, and then on top of the glass, you'll place sideways quartz pillar facing left to right. You will need to, like, kind of do a little place and break action, but it's fine. From the leftmost quartz pillar, you'll place a smooth quartz slab in front of and behind it, and underneath those, you'll place crimson fences. Off of the leftmost glass block, you'll place a tripwire hook to the left. I really don't like the placement of this. Like, where are you taking the juice from, you know? What is it? I guess more importantly, if it's a clown. And why? Just too many questions. Anyway, on top of the left quartz pillar, you'll place an acacia slab, and then you can clear your inventory and get out. Purple concrete. Flower pot. An oxy daisy, which is the like white flower. This one, it looks like a sunflower, but it's not. It's a white sunflower. Sure, we'll go with that. And then for the maze game, it is waxed weathered copper. It technically doesn't matter. I actually have a gap there. Stone slabs. Black stone slabs. And yeah, we'll just leave it there. So on top of the rightmost quartz pillar here on Fruit Punch, sorry, Lemonade Clown, you'll place a purple concrete with a flower pot on top. In the flower pot, you want an oxy daisy. From the middle table here on the right, you will leave a gap of 3 and place waxed weathered copper. That is, it's 2 blocks of it that again are parallel to that table. You'll then bring each of those coppers to the right by 2 and place stone slabs on top. Left and right of the copper blocks, you'll place upside down black stone slabs. Clear your inventory and get out. Oak planks, and you want 5 different carpets. The ones that I grabbed were, how do I do this in a logical way? Red carpet, lime carpet, yellow carpet, light blue carpet, and orange carpet. So from the front right-hand corner of this back right-hand table, you will count right by 3, and going right, you'll place 3 oak planks. So that's a gap of 2 there. Take the middle of this row of 3 and bring it forward and backward by 1 each to create a plus. So the order that I told you to get the carpets in are the order that you actually kind of want to place them, starting from the top and essentially just going left to right on each row. So this top block is a red carpet, or I guess the back one. Furthest left is a lime, middle is yellow, furthest right is light blue, and then the bottom or front one is an orange carpet. And there you go. That's this room done, and that's 2 rooms done in 40 minutes. Okay, this will be a little longer than I thought, but I guess, hey, you know, it's not that bad, actually, because the other room will be like 10 minutes probably, and then the vents will be like 20. Yeah, reasonable. Now let's move on to the last actual room that we have before we do the vents. So you want to leave this room, and you want to clear your inventory if you have anything, and get out. Oh, whoops. Black concrete. Block of coal. Hold on, I'm not inside the room. I should really be in there. Quartz block, or block of quartz, technically speaking. Stripped spruce, wood, or I guess you could use longs, but I would think, or I would logically say wood is better. Apparently it's just called snow now, but the thin one. And soul lanterns, and just to get it out of the way, polished deep slit. Never mind, actually you don't need polished deep slit slabs, I lied. So that's everything you need for this room. Thought you needed them for the vents, but you don't, because they're just holes. So you want to start by coming to the back of the big room here, and you want to really just find the middle 10 blocks and place black concrete behind the base. I have it marked out. I think the easiest way to do this is there even an easy way to do this? Essentially, if you have well, you should have the curtain the same way as me. So if you're looking at it, you'll have just one strip of the curtain to the left, and then you'll have a strip to the right along with a strip of the wall on the right side. And alternatively, it's like 10 off either side, I believe, of the actual build. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, and I already know this side is the same. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's not a huge deal if you don't center it anyway. It'll just mean that these will be different lengths. But anyway. You'll then take the ends of black concrete and bring them back by also 10. And then you'll connect together here at the back. You'll then bring each black concrete up with 5 additional rows. Just like this. It'll be up to the first row of white on the main room. It's an easy enough way to remember. like this. Yeah, this room will be like 2 minutes. Not really. It's already been 2 minutes. It'll be like 5 minutes. There's nothing really going on with it. I actually could have technically gotten everything to finish the build. Not that I'm thinking about it. Because the only other things you need are for the vents, which is cobbled deep set and the aforementioned polished deep slate slabs, which aren't actually in this room, but I thought they were. Next up, the floor in this room is a checkerboard pattern of block of quartz and block of coal. Okay, I was like, is it coal block or block of coal? Because I'm pretty sure when you slash fill it, it's coal block. Although I could be wrong on that, I don't remember. But yeah. I went with block of coal rather than black concrete, just to give it a little bit of differentiation from the walls. It's not a huge difference, but it's enough for me to say that it's warranted. Just like that. You'll then fill in the ceiling with block of coal 1 row higher than the tops of the walls. Just like this. And there you go. So it is important to know which side is the front and which side is the back. And you want to find the front, which is the side where you'll have a wall up against your wall. So you see I broke and there's a mud block there, which means I'll turn around, and that is the back. From the, we'll call it, hold on, I just gotta remember which side is which. Okay. From the front left-hand corner of this room, which again should be this one. Well, that's weird, but yeah, it is. You want to count back by 3 and right by 1, and going right from this block, you will place 6 sideways strip spruce wood. You will need a placeholder for this, assuming I could place the right block. Oh my god. But yeah, you'll have this. You can then bring that, whoopsies, back with 2 additional rows of the same thing. Off of the frontmost row, you'll take... Basically, you'll have a 2-block center here, but you'll take the leftmost of the center and place a top snow over the strip spruce. I feel like I'm still going to say top snow because it just makes more sense. If you are on this block, you'll actually count back diagonally right by 1 to this strip spruce, and then look up and place a soul lantern. And that's this room done. Now, rather than breaking through the ceiling to get out, I'm going to give you the alternative of where the vents connect into this room. If you don't want these, it's fine, because it depends on how you lay out everything, but with the way that I've laid it out, it'll make it a little bit better. So, you'll come to either front corner and count back by 2, and then up to the second block on the wall, and you'll break it. And then I'll just trace it across like this and do the same. You'll then break a block going back, and then the rows above each. And this will give you these 2 by 2 gaps. This main, like, dining area room also has them, but we'll worry about those in a second here. Those will be, like, the very end. So there's your main 3 rooms done. Pretty nice. Now, the next step is you really just need cobbled deep slate along with polished deep slate slabs, but it's only like 2, or it's 4 actually. And so basically, I guess the best way to describe this is each pathway between the vents are 8 blocks, and each room, or like a square room, is an 8 by 8, except for the pathways to the side of the office and the room we just made. Those are 10 rather than 8. So we'll start with the layer of the walls, and I'll just kind of give you all of the numbers and the pattern that you should do. So, we'll start with the left. And you'll be again to the left of the office, and you'll be in front of this vent. You'll take this cobbled deep set and bring it left by 11. And go forward 2. Left by 7. Back by 2. You will then go left by 9. Forward 2. Left by 7. Back by 7. Right by 2. back by 9, left 2, back 7, right 2, back by 9, left 2, back 7, right by 7, forward 2, right by 9, back 2, right by 7, forward 2, and then right by 10. And that should connect back into your black concrete room. And there's the outer layout. Nice. This is also the bottom layer of the wall, so the floor will be below this, and the ceiling will be like, it's, I guess, really just the floor is in line with the bottom here, the ceiling is in line with the top here. It's pretty easy. Yeah, I'll hit you with the other side. So, right side, it's basically the same thing, just the rights and lefts are inverted. So I'll go a little bit faster, and I'll start from the office again on the front. You'll go right by 11. Forward 2, right 7, back 2, right by 9, forward 2, right by 7, back by 7, left 2, back by 9, right 2, back by 7, left 2, back by 9, right 2, back by 7, left by 7, forward 2, left by 9, back 2, left by 7, forward 2, and then left by 10. And there's your outer layout. Now we'll do the kind of inner loop that is just on the, I guess, other side of the vent. Sorry, I just got a text and I was reading it and I couldn't talk at the same time. So we'll start from the left again, and you'll take this block and you'll go left with 11 cobbled deep slate. Back 2, left 2, back by 9, right 2. Then I'm going to go back 2, leave a gap of 2, and then back 3. This is where the vent will end up being here. If you don't want this, just cover it up, it's fine. Left 2, back by 9, right 2, back 2, and then left by 10. And so again, you're going to copy this on the other side. It's a pretty simple pattern, it's just a lot. So other side of from the office, you'll go right with 11 cobbled deep slate. Back 2, right 2, back by 9, left 2, back 2, leave a gap of 2, back 3, right 2, back by 9, left 2, back 2, and then left by 10. So from this point, we kind of have the layout down. We just need to get those inner loops of the walls done, because those will help us figure out pretty much everything else. So the best way for me to actually explain this is pretty simple. These innermost rows of cobbled deep slates, specifically, they're on all sides, actually. And they're the rows of what is 10 in total, because it's the 8 that is, I guess, visible from the outside, and then the 2 corner blocks. You will take those corner blocks, or actually the full rows for that matter, and you'll leave a gap of 2 going in from them and then just copy them here. So they won't quite connect. I'm actually just going to place a full row here and then break the middle. They won't quite connect on the corners and stuff, but they will get fairly close. And this is, again, probably just the most logical way to go about making these, rather than me giving you the whole thing over and over again, because, yeah. And it will actually get rid of one side that we'll need. But that's not a huge deal. And you will do this on both sides again. It, again, probably doesn't make sense right now, unless you're looking at the cyan concrete and cheating. Because then it will make sense, but... You'll see in a minute what we're doing here. Just like this. And then after, or when we're filling in the vent stuff, I'll explain the whole thing that's weird about them a little bit more. So you'll then take each of the ends of those rows and bring them inward by 2, which is essentially not connecting to anything except for each other. These floating rows will now not be floating anymore, and yeah, it'll also, you'll bring the ends in here to where you'll have this shape, kind of. It's kind of weird. It creates like a, what even is this? It's almost like a tombstone. That's Halloween-y, right? What if I uploaded this on Halloween, in theory? I'm not gonna make anybody wait that long, probably. Because I'm also impatient. But anyway. Mostly they'll meet at the corners again, except for the ends. There's nothing to meet to. So you'll have this now. You will then take those aforementioned end blocks that don't connect to anything and bring them essentially towards each other, which is front to back by 2. And then those ends will connect left to right to one another to just kind of finish off those almost squares without the corners, except they're a larger gap of the corners. So again, bringing in by 2 and connecting together. If you focus on those shapes, it won't really make sense. However, if you zone out and look at everything, you'll notice you'll have a bunch of squares with rectangular pathways that connect them, and that's what you want. From this point, I'm literally just sitting in the vent AFK on my alt account. That's crazy. I gotta find the right thing. Okay, there we go. You want to bring each cobble to deep slate up by 1, which will give you a 2-block area. If you want to alternatively bring it up by 2 and also down by 1, so you have something to build straight off of for the floor and ceiling, you can. However, I'm not really crazy about that in particular. Do I want to start talking about the thing now? I feel like this is the shorter step, so I'll try to avoid it. But, yeah. I think the size in general is fair. I guess the only concern is if they are actually party rooms, you're not really fitting much in a 6x6 space. Because, yeah, that is technically speaking the size of the inside. The walls make it an 8x8. But anyway. Yeah. This is definitely probably, like, the longest part. Except for the main room, I guess. That's pretty long, too. But that's less grindy and more actually doing fun stuff, not just placing cobbled deep slit. There's one side. Might as well just, like, go in line with the rows that I placed originally anyway. I feel like that makes more sense. Just like this. But yeah, the cyan concrete on my grid actually doesn't really do anything. It's more so I know where these are supposed to line up and stuff. So I can have a visual, but because everything is floating, it doesn't really matter. Oh, good lord. That was a weird lag spike. It, like, slowed me down and then sped me back up. What was that? I don't want to know. Anyway, yeah, okay, this is fairly short. It's been about, like, 11 minutes on the vent or something. Oop, I missed one. Hope I didn't do the same on the other side. I didn't... I didn't pay enough attention. God, I need to frickin'... I don't know anymore. Anyway, you should have this now. Just the same thing, but thicker. Now... Oopsies. The next step above the height of this and below the height of this, which is just in line with the cobble deep set above and below these vents, or maybe black concrete on the other side, you're going to fill in your floor and ceiling with more cobble deep set. Just like this. So here's kind of my deal with the vents, right? We don't really know what they are. We can assume that they're rooms, but also we've never really seen anything else. But also the rooms aren't laid out like this in the actual Pizzeria sim location that I guess we're aware of, either from Security Breach or from Tales of the Pizzaplex, where it's mentioned in a couple different or I think it's like one of the stories it's referenced, but yeah, so I just feel like the vents are easier to make. I guess alternatively, if you wanted to shrink them down and then frick. Alternatively, if you wanted to shrink them down and then make actual rooms, like maybe these go above the rooms or something, I don't know. Either way, you still have the door problem. But also, I will talk about, I didn't do anything for this, but I will talk about how to make the actual, I guess, monitor sensor slightly functional. I made it like that on my original, and I think I talked about it in the original tutorial. Well, I didn't actually finish it when I made it on the original, but regardless, I got the point across. So. Also, you might want to trap yourself inside because we have one more step to do after we've filled all of this in. And, yeah. I'm almost done the quarter of it. It's a pretty long portion. Should I talk about what is happening with UCN? Yeah, do I wanna? Sure, actually I will. So, I was gonna make it to where you could, essentially from within the UCN map, change the office that you're in. Kind of like if you saw my LN2 map, how I did the chapter select thing, I was gonna do something like that. However, I realized that I can't. I forget what the main problem was. There was like a glaring problem with it that I don't remember, but I know there was something with structure voids as well that was throwing me off. I think it was the armor stand, actually. Yeah, because there's different armor stands that I use for the fans, obviously, and they don't behave well with structure blocks. Essentially, a structure block will load an armor stand, but it won't delete one. And it's the same with paintings as well. And maybe item frames, but I'm not really sure about that one. So, yeah, that is unfortunately not happening. But I will show you how to make each of the 4 offices. But I'll have to think about how specifically I want to go about that, because I feel like the most logical thing would be use the little chapters thing in the YouTube has integrated. But I think if you, like, don't do that as you're uploading it or something, it doesn't work. I don't know. I've never been able to use it for some reason. Like, I've tried. I tried with something or other that I uploaded kind of recently. It was some tutorial like that. And it didn't let me. I don't know why. Like, I can't find the option for it. I might just be stupid. I don't really know. But it didn't exist. I'm actually gonna do something big brain here. Well, can I? Yeah, I guess I can. I just can't do it all. I'm gonna actually make this layer, and then I'm gonna structure block it to the top. Rather than manually filling it all in. I gotta save time, you know? Not really, there's no time for me to need to say... What? For me to need to say... That's not even grammar. What did I just say? Whatever. But yeah. Just like this. Also, I guess I'll talk about it a little bit right now about the little sensor thing that I'm gonna show you or talk about in this. Either you can do it with or without command blocks. Command blocks is not necessarily easier, but definitely a lot less annoying, and you'll see what I mean by that. But I'm not gonna specifically do the commands. Because I didn't think that far about it. I kind of just decided I was gonna talk about it, like, when I started recording this. Which is never exactly a good sign. How far... Is it just these? It is just these. Wait, is there a middle hallway that I missed? No. Did I miss anything? No. The doubting is crazy, but you never know. This is so much block. I don't like it. Alright, then I'll show you the structure block thing as well for this, for the funnies. I'm not going to do the whole thing because it will, like, cut into the build itself. So I'm just going to take this corner, and I'll make the Y1. And I'm just going to kind of guess. Like, this might be 25. No, wait, that's 8 plus 5 is 13. So that should be 38 then, right? Oh, yeah. And then the other one is not 38, it's 24, I believe. 23. That was close. What? How does that... Oh, because that's a 6x6, right? But then shouldn't that mean that the other one were... I don't even know anymore. Anyway, I'll just do this and then load, and according to my calculations, that should give me most of my ceiling. Except I will have to add these in, and then I can actually trap myself in. So once you have done that, you'll have pretty much a finished build. Just, there's like 2 things I want to go over real quick. It'll look like this. It looks done. I would head inside of the vents, and where you have the kind of checkerboard pattern visible from the middle room, I would punch it out and replace the top blocks with upset unpolished deep slate slabs. This just creates vent openings. They're directly in the middle of the room, in case anybody asked. But, yeah, I wanted some sort of system to be able to access this, because I feel like, logically, you know, you buy the things and you put them here, and they might have some sort of animatronic in it, and then the animatronic leaves and goes through this vent right here. You know, it seems logical. Instead of actually going to the other side, though, I'm just going to trace it across, and you see right there. Now, for the sensor thing, there's 2 ways you could go about it. You could have some sort of display here, I don't really know. I had it on the back wall of my original one, where it was essentially just a bunch of redstone lamps that would light up, and I used pressure plates and a lot of redstone lines. Probably what would be easier is placing a repeating command block in the center down here, and just having it so if it senses a player in the area, which is like test for something or other, I forget. It's like test for at P, R equals, and then a number, although there's some other symbols in there. It'll like send or it'll place a redstone block or something to light up a lamp or whatever. And yeah, there's a couple ways you could go about it. I don't really have a good way to go about it per se, because yeah, it is just mainly using something to trigger something that'll show up on this wall of the office. But yeah, once you have done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is your Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator complete. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, let me know what you guys think of this build in the comments down below. And again, next up on the FNAF list is UCN. And yeah, with that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night. And I will see you on the next one. Okay, really? Again? I hate this so much. This game is cringe. I will see you on the next one. Peace.